have removed the electrode from the storage solution and rinsed it with distilled water. Now I am calibrating the pH meter by placing the electrode in the pH 7 buffer solution. To set the meter for accurate readings, I will select Sensor, then Calibrate, and Calibrate Now. I will wait for the voltage to stabilize, then adjust the pH reading on the meter to 7.00 and then press Keep. I am now removing the electrode and rinsing with distilled water over the waste beaker, then placing the electrode in the pH 4 buffer solution to ensure the meter is ready to use. I am testing the unknown pH of acetic acid. First, I will rinse the electrode with distilled water over a waste beaker. Next, I can place the electrode in my sample of acetic acid. I will let the voltage stabilize, and the unknown pH is 3.99.
I am preparing to calibrate the pH meter by using the pH 7 buffer solution and testing the pH of the pH 4 solution. A strong acid completely disassociates in water, while a weak acid does not. Measuring the pH of an acid solution provides the means to measure the proton concentration, and from there we can calculate the equilibrium value constant Ka. In order for new ions to form, an equal number of acid molecules must have dissociated, so their concentration must be reduced by the same amount of pH. I am rinsing the electrode and placing it in orange juice. I will wait for the voltage to stabilize. I am able to see that the pH is 2.70.
To calibrate the pH meter, I first had to have two buffer solutions, one with a pH of 7 and one with a pH of 4. Then I took the probe out of the solution after I set up my pH meter. I rinsed it with distilled water over a waste beaker, then patted it dry with a paper towel, then placed it into a beaker with the buffer solution pH of 7, which is green. Then on my screen, I pressed Sensor, then Calibrate, then I pressed where my pH sensor was located. Then I pressed Calibrate Now. In the first box, I put 7.0 since that was the pH of the buffer solution, and pressed Keep. Then I rinsed the probe with distilled water over the waste beaker again, patted it dry, then placed the probe in the solution with a pH of 4, which is yellow. Then I pressed 4.0 on the screen and pressed Keep. Then I pressed OK for the sensor setting. Then I made sure that the pH was stable. A buffer is a chemical system that resists any changes in pH. When we had all finished using the pH meter, I rinsed the electrode with distilled water over a waste beaker. I gently patted the end of the electrode by drying it with a paper towel and placed it back into the storage solution, securing the top properly, and stored it in the upright position next to all the rest of the pH meters up front. After I calibrated the pH meter, I rinsed the electrode with distilled water and placed it into a beaker with apple juice in it. I waited for the electrode to stabilize, and when it did, I got a pH of 2.54 for the apple juice.